Hey guys, welcome to my Cassiopeia commentary, which is taken directly from a Diamond Yellow solo queue game, and I'll be showing you today how to properly abuse this new Arcane Comet build that recently got really popular from the Korean solo queue. With this build we will be maxing Q first and then our W, because they have the poison ticks, and that's what's important with this build, so you can keep reducing the cooldown on Arcane Comet. So this build is heavily focused on the early mid game, so that's why we are getting Luden Seiko, and then we will proceed into either Liandry's or Ryla's Crystal Scepter depending on what you like, while the last items are kind of situational depending on your and the enemy team comp. Okay guys, so we are playing in a mid diamond game right now, and the opponent is a diamond 4 Kassadin, and he tried to counter pick my Cassiopeia pick. So the thing about Kassadin is that he normally does well into most mages due to how his kit works. He gets a magic shield from Q and a passive that denies some of AP damage. So what I'm doing here is that I'm trying to poke him as much as possible with Q level 1, but I also remember to put in a decent amount of auto attacks so his passive shield doesn't counter me. When I combine that with my corrupting potion procs, it really starts hurting, even if he denies some of the damage. So by analyzing the way he plays, I calculated that I will be able to solo kill him at level 2 or 3. So I am slowly setting him up for a kill because he's not respecting my all-in potential. And that's why he ended up dying right now. As Kassadin, you should normally play far back and farm under the turret, right? But he kept trying to contest all the CS without respecting my damage, so he ended up dying. And that gave me a free lane for the rest of the game. So I will show you how you can carry without roaming this game. I'll just stay mid lane and keep stomping even if their jungler comes. So I had to push out this wave, and then I can go back and build towards my Luden Seiko. The reason we built Luden Seiko is because we want more power early game, so Seraph's Embrace wouldn't really help with that, since we have to stack the tier before it becomes useful. Now that I have full control over the lane, since Kassadin doesn't have flash up, I can play really aggressive as long as we have some proper vision. As we can see, Kassadin also bought boots, so in hope to dodge my Qs, but we'll see how it goes. It is smart going boots first item against Cassio on most champions, but it's not really that effective on Kassadin, because mostly he has to stay under the turret and just last hit. So we can abuse Kassadin right now by slow pushing and having a huge wave crash at his turret, and then we can keep poking him whenever he's trying to get a last hit. So this is a ward I usually do in pretty much every single game, because it covers so much space. You can see if he's going to gank from the river or from his own jungle, and then you can just play towards that side and you can avoid getting killed. I don't really want him to back, so I'm trying to make him stay so I can kill him again. He doesn't have TP, so it should be possible. But even if he just decides to base, he will lose so much CS here, right? So I can't really push this wave that fast because there's a cannon minion, but he will lose a lot of CS no matter what. and that's our objective, right? So we have to send him far behind in the early game so he doesn't outscale us. So getting the Lost Chapter early is pretty good on Casio because she kinda needs the CDR but also the mana so she can keep spamming her abilities. She has pretty much low cooldown on all abilities, so having more CDR and mana is only good. So you can see what's going on right now, but I'm just looking at the other lanes and see how they're positioned. Because most of the time you can tell where the jungler is going to gank just by looking at your teammates' lanes. For example, if your top side and bot side is freezing, then you know that the jungler can only gank you, right? So that way you can kind of track him and know where he's going to be. So I always buy ping wards because the vision is really important, especially when you play mid lane, because it's one of the easiest lanes to gank. So having that vision is really crucial if you want to dominate and take control of the lane. Because when you start snowballing, the jungler has to focus you down, or else you will become unstoppable and then the game is over, right? So they have no choice but to actually gank you at some point and try to set you behind. So Kassadin is still not respecting my damage because he decides to greed for the creeps under the turret, so I ended up killing him again. So right now I can get some free stacks on the turret and get the extra gold. So if you used to play Cassiopeia, then it might take a while for you to get used to play like this, because it's not the usual hit Q and then follow up with E spam. It's more focused on poking the opponent with Q and W to get the poison takes, and when they're low enough you'll go all in. So as you can see, I'm getting a control ward on almost every single back, and that's in case the enemy jungler takes out my wards, then I still have more wards to use. And that's really important in this meta because the bounties has been increased, so if you end up dying, you'll get punished a lot. So we got more free gold just from hitting the turrets, and Kassadin can't do anything anyway, right? Because he's so far behind. His only job is to play safe and scale till level 16, but he's greeding too much, so we can actually punish him a lot if we are able to push in the wave. I just have to watch out for Nunu a bit, but if it keeps going this way, then I will eventually be able to 1 versus 2, and then there's no way they can win as long as I do everything right and focus down the objectives. So I'm trying to time my poke, so when he goes for the cannon minion, that's when I can use everything, because people always greed for the cannon. That's almost like guaranteed poke. and once again he greeted for the CS there, so he ended up dying again. As my bounty is increasing, I also have to look at the map even more and be sure there are not additional teammates coming in, because even if I'm this far ahead, if they get just one kill on me, they will actually get back on track. So the big mistake Kassadin did here is that he actually decided to buy a tier when he's this far behind, and that's not gonna work, right? Because when you buy tier, you are going for the super late game, and when he's this far behind, there's no way he's getting there, so he has to focus on some early game items after he gets his Roar. With tier, he will be even weaker and easier for me to kill. So Nuno decided to gank here, but there's actually nothing he can do. Dynamica also can't do anything, because they are so far behind. I can always get away if I want to, and I can even initiate a fight. So I'm kind of Foom here, so I have to base, but I can get my Luden Seiko now, so we get a massive power spike. So some people like getting the Rylai's Crystal Scepter second item, but while it provides you with more utility, I like having more damage with the Liandry's. And it does buff your damage a lot when you hit the W or your ults, as immobilized targets take more damage. Since Kassadin is a melee champ, it will be much easier for me to hit him with CC and then get the extra damage from Liandry's, so that's why I'm buying it second this game. But if you need the utility more than the damage, then you can go for Rylai's. So we already managed to get all the stacks from the turret and also the turret itself, so we are snowballing really hard, so there's really not any reason for us to roam. We can just stay mid and keep taking the turrets. If you notice, I didn't move once from my lane this game. I'm just staying mid lane and trying to pressure. I pressure by keeping pushing to the turret and forcing the other laners to come and help him. By doing this, you can give your teammates more freedom to get other turrets on the other side of the map. So right now you can't see it, but they're actually flaming each other, and that's only good for us, right? Because if they flame each other, they won't be able to focus, and then that's a guaranteed win for us. So the reason Nuno is not coming here is because he knows he can't do anything. I'll most likely end up killing him or just getting away, so I end up wasting his time. So he's kind of refusing to gank mid, and that is understandable because they need at least 3 or 4 people to actually kill me. So now I have my Liandry, so I have another power spike with Cassiopeia, as it buffs her damage so much since he's a DPS mage. So the good thing is that my jungler is taking the objectives while I'm pressuring mid, and that's really important. because if they don't get anything while I pressure and I end up dying, then it's really bad for us. By having me at the by having me pressuring the mid turret, my team is free to do whatever they want, and that just allowed them to take the bot side turret and their teammates. So normally in a Diamond Needle solo queue game you won't be able to pressure like this, but since I'm this far ahead, I don't really care about who is coming to help him, since I'm confident that I'll be able to deal with them. So I'm not going to greed more and just base right now, so I don't end up giving that huge 1k bounty to the enemy team. So now we can start grouping if they want, because they have no way of defending against me, so I think it's a really good idea to group when you're this far ahead. Unless you are playing some sort of split push champion that prefers being in the side lane like Tryndamere or Fiora. So Cassiopeia is really strong when the enemy has really bad wave clear, and their wave clear actually sucks this game because they have a melee mid laner, and Varus doesn't really have that good wave clear either. So I will be able to harass them whenever our minion wave is there to tank the turret. There is no reason for me to back off him in it's 1v2 or 1v3, because I'm strong enough to deal with him, so as long as I play it right, there's no way I can lose. It's already so long into the game and Kassadin doesn't even have Roar yet, so there's no way he will be able to scale, so it's pretty much a free game for me. So we just have to play it safe here. As you notice, I didn't push at the base turret. We took the inhibitor and then I backed off. There's no reason for you to stay mid and greed, and then if you end up dying you will give such a huge gold bounty towards the enemy team, and that's only gonna set you behind, right? So just play it safe and back off. So we got the Rift Herald, which is perfect because the Baron is about to spawn. Getting the Rift Herald allows us to end the game much earlier. So there's not much else going on in this game, guys, because it's pretty much over, right? There's no way we can lose. They are so far behind and Kassadin won't be able to scale this game at all. Just take a look at his CS and see how far he's behind. So this is kind of a different way you can solo carry the game without even roaming once. And the opponent team of course gave up, so the game is ours. And that's it for this commentary, guys. So thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content, because I'll be doing a lot more of these and hopefully improve my video editing as well.